What's going on, all you brainiacs out there? The king of trade, Shane Palma here, bringing you 5 sleepers for Week 10 straight out of the lab. These players are being severely overlooked and are still widely available out there on a lot of waiver wires. Before we get started, be sure to follow the Fantasy Football Laboratory on Twitter at FF Laboratory, subscribe to our YouTube page, and drop a like down below on this video. With all that being said, let's get into these deep sleepers who could have some big games and win you some fantasy matchups. At number 4 is Seahawks running back Travis Homer, who saw his highest snap percentage of the season last week against the Buffalo Bills. With Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde both ruled out, Homer is locked in as the third down and passing down back above both DJ Dallas and Alex Collins. He surely won't impress you between the tackles, 6 attempts for 16 yards last week, but his involvement in the passing game will be what keeps him an intriguing option in PPR formats. He caught 3 balls last week for 64 yards in a very wacky and unexpected game script, but look for more work through the air against the tough Rams defensive line. At number 3, we have Rams tight end Gerald Everett, who over the past 5 games has had more fantasy points than teammate Tyler Higbee. A shock for sure, but Sean McVay is known for using 2 tight ends on the field at the same time. That being said, Seattle isn't the easiest matchups for tight ends, however that number can sometimes be misleading given the position. The Seahawks defense is currently allowing 3 touchdowns to opposing quarterbacks and 280 yards to receivers in games this season. Seattle has the worst pass defense in the league, and Everett could easily find the end zone. Being overlooked in many leagues, Everett could find himself in the top 10 for tight ends come week's end, given how much of a wasteland the position has become. Coming in at number 2 is wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, Darnell Mooney. I just mentioned that Seattle has the worst pass defense in the league, and right behind them is the Minnesota Vikings. Not only that, but teammate Allen Robinson is questionable heading into this contest with a knee injury after being limited in practice on Friday. Whether he sits or not wouldn't even affect how great of a spot this is for Mooney. Despite finishing as the wide receiver 60 in PPR formats last week, Mooney saw a season-high 11 targets. His snap percentage has seen a spike the last 2 weeks, and he is obviously an integral part of this offense. And rounding it all out at number 1 is the rookie quarterback. No, not Joe Burrow, and no, not Justin Herbert. It is Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins. In his 3rd career start, Tua gets a Chargers defense that is going to be without Joey Bosa and currently ranks 29th against opposing quarterbacks this season. After coming off a 2-touchdown, 250-yard performance against the Arizona Cardinals, Tua will look to keep up the efficiency, 20 for 28, in this potential shootout game. He also has the ability to take off on the ground, rushing 7 times for 35 yards last time out. Don't be surprised if Tua ends up as a QB1 ahead of names such as Lamar Jackson, Ben Roethlisberger, and Tom Brady. Before we officially wrap things up here, I just want to give a few super deep sleepers to keep an eye on out there, just in case you want to take a shot in the dark with one of these 3 names here. First off, CJ Prosise, he's the backup to Duke Johnson on the Texans right now. Duke Johnson has yet to carry that full workload that we thought he would with the Cleveland Browns a few years ago. Now with the Texans, it's tough to see him having that huge touch share with David Johnson now gone. CJ Prosise could be a decent option in PPR. Another one, Chris Conley, he had 8 targets last week, 7 catches, instant chemistry with Jake Luton. Could even have more upside with Laviska Shenault, who is out this week. Obviously, Keelan Cole still there and DJ Chark still there. But Chris Conley, a name to just keep in your head in case you want someone that's could be out there. And also, Auden Tate. Listen, John Ross was just placed on the IR. Pittsburgh's defense has been lackluster, to say the least. And Auden Tate, before the break, he had caught 7 balls for 65 yards. I mean, if he's getting involved in the Bengals offense and Joe Burrow is going to be slinging the ball, Pittsburgh's going to be up in this game. Why not? Auden Tate, available in 1% of leagues. Well, he's available in 99% of leagues, taken in only 1%. Same goes for Prosise. same goes for Chris Conley. These guys are 99% available in Yahoo and ESPN leagues. Why not take a shot? If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. Again, subscribe to the channel. We're going to have so much cool content coming out on here. And of course, follow us on Twitter at FF Laboratory. If you have questions today or going forward, we'll be sure to get to as many of them as possible.